Francis Eugene Beecher, known affectionately as Franny, emerged from the working-class borough of Norristown, Pennsylvania, on September 29, 1921, destined to rewrite the rules of guitar playing. Long before the glitter of stage lights and the roar of teenage crowds, Beecher was a boy with a sister's ukulele and a head full of cowboy songs. By 12, he had swapped the ukulele for a guitar, and by 17, he was performing publicly, driven less by dreams of stardom and more by an insatiable hunger to master his craft. Franny's early years were shaped by a patchwork of musical experiences. He played in a local country band, the Buckaroo Ramblers, and honed his skills under the tutelage of Eugene Claycomb at the Honolulu Conservatory of Music. These early explorations merged country twang with jazz sophistication, a blend that would become his hallmark. By the 1940s, he was a respected figure in Philadelphia's music circles, performing with Buddy Greco's Four Sharps and soon earning a spot with the Benny Goodman Orchestra. Goodman's ensemble, especially during its foray into bebop, sharpened Beecher's technical precision and improvisational agility. Franny's presence in Goodman's recordings, such as Modern Benny and Benny Goodman at the Hollywood Palladium, cemented his status among jazz elite. His guitar work shimmered with bebop phrasing, yet carried a weight of swing-era sensibility. But by the early 1950s, the musical winds had shifted. Youth demanded energy, rebellion, and danceable rhythm. Beecher, though steeped in jazz, was ready to follow the storm. In 1954, Beecher's life changed dramatically. The sudden death of Danny Cedrone left a vacancy in Bill Haley and his Comets, a group teetering on the brink of meteoric fame. Beecher initially joined as a session player, recording Dim, Dim the Lights, where he was directed to tone down his jazz inclinations in favor of a more earthy, rockabilly feel. Adapting swiftly, he transitioned from jazz intricacy to rock's pulsing rawness, becoming a permanent member in 1955. That same year, he played Rock Around the Clock live on national television, a moment that exploded into music history. Beecher's solos were unlike anything heard before. Tracks like See You Later, Alligator, Shake, Rattle and Roll, and Goofin' Around carried the unmistakable stamp of his hybrid technique, the attack of blues, the melodic sensibility of jazz, and the exuberance of Western swing. His musical DNA formed the backbone of early rock guitar, inspiring players from Alvin Lee to Brian Setzer. On stage, his animated performances, exaggerated fingerwork, and surprising vocal antics — he could pitch his voice to sound like a child — enthralled audiences. The man was not just a soloist. He was a craftsman of songs. Composing pieces like Blue Comet Blues, Shaky, and The Catwalk, Beecher brought musical sophistication to the band without ever straying from its youthful vigor. When the Comets recorded under the name The Kingsmen in 1958, their track Weekend climbed into the Billboard Top 40, showcasing yet again his gift for melody. His instrumental passages were tightrope walks between the familiar and the daring. Off the stage, Beecher led a remarkably grounded life. He married Florence Teresa Organtini and fathered 3 children. Despite his success, he shunned the lavish lifestyle of many of his peers. After leaving the Comets in 1962, partly to save his marriage, Beecher worked in a mask factory and later ran a costume shop. He gigged locally with a small combo and rarely strayed far from his Pennsylvania roots. When asked why he never chased further stardom, he replied, "I play music for music." Still, the music world wouldn't let him go. He rejoined various Comets reunions, including a world tour in the late 1980s with other original members. These performances, spanning into his 80s, often left crowds astonished at his agility and tone. He wielded guitars like the black 1956 Gibson Les Paul Custom and the cherry sunburst ES-137 with equal grace, favoring Fender semi-flat wound jazz strings and tortoiseshell picks. Whether playing on The Ed Sullivan Show or at the Bridgeport Rib House in his 80s, his tone remained rich, his phrasing unmistakably Beecher. His solos blended blues and bebop, as seen in his contributions to Rock-a-Beatin' Boogie, Razzle Dazzle, and Saints Rock and Roll. He often doubled saxophone riffs, building tension before bursting into quick-fingered flurries of conconde. In Goofin' Around, he used chromaticism and syncopation in a way few rock guitarists dared to attempt. These were not mere embellishments, they were structural, transformative additions to the song. Recognition came late. While Bill Haley was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987, the Comets, including Beecher, were left out. This oversight was rectified in 2012 when Beecher and his bandmates were formally inducted by a special committee. The honor, long overdue, was bittersweet. Beecher had given rock its first major guitar voice, and now that voice was finally acknowledged. In his final years, Beecher performed until the age of 85, retired quietly, and lived near Philadelphia. He passed away in his sleep on February 24, 2014, at the age of 92. His daughter Pauline Grinstead remembered him simply, "He wasn't a businessman, he played music for music." Today, Franny Beecher's recordings echo with a rare vitality. They reflect the crossroads he embodied, country picking, jazz phrasing, and the raw heartbeat of early rock. His work not only helped build a genre, it gave it character, tone, and the thrill of unpredictability. For every slashing chord, every twist of melody, Beecher brought a bit of his journey, from the backyards of Norristown to the world stage, never chasing fame, only chasing sound. He did not need a spotlight to burn brightly. His strings did that for him.